Hey guys, today I'm going to take you through the two most effective exercises to stabilize your body. So the first exercise is the 4-point to 2-point exercise. Now this is gold. Now I know what you're thinking. I've done this before. It's what's so amazing. Now it's how you do it. How you do this exercise is going to determine what you walk away with. Now you want to get super conscious when you're doing this. So key points are to start with the 4-point. Now feel what's happening in your hips. You want nice vertical femurs. You want to have a nice horizontal spine. Then feel your shoulder blades. They should be stabilized against your rib cage. And you're pushing away, elbows locked. And I like to use the handstand grip when I'm doing this. So I've got the finger pad pull and I've got the arch of the hand lifted up. Now when I'm pushing through, I really want to feel the serratus anterior muscles. Now they're the muscles that hold the scapula against the ribcage. Really important for any pushing exercise, it's the foundation. Now in the hips, you want to feel that stability of the pelvic floor, the abdominal wall, paraspinal muscles, the muscles each side of the spine, deeper multifidus muscles, and you want to feel a nice smooth breath. So that way the diaphragm's engaging and you're stabilizing the spine. Now all of these muscles are going to work together to stabilize the pelvis, the lower back, and join the pelvis together with the rib cage. You combine that with the tongue on the roof of the mouth, jaw closed, and stabilizing the neck, and that's going to help stabilize that whole shoulder girdle. Now this is doing so much for you, and it does take a lot of practice to really get in your body. And unfortunately, most people have to have a significant injury before they really learn this and learn how to do it well, because if you have any instabilities, you will feel them. But when you do it right, it will alleviate the spine and it will take pressure out of the spine and you'll feel better. So for me, it's far better to teach people to do this before they hurt. But if you are hurting and you do have some challenges in your spine, then get into this exercise. It's low level, it's very safe, and it's very effective. Now I like to use minute sets. That's how I structure the classes. You could do longer, but I do 1 minute in a 4-point to 2-point facing down. Then I go into posterior bridge, so I'm driving the hips up and keeping the pelvis square, and then doing a 1-minute set on the back in that bridge. So that's going to fire up the lower back muscle. So that's the second exercise. Very effective for getting that posterior chain. And you want to make sure with that posterior bridge that you're not overly arching the lower back, that you're getting a nice neutral spine, a natural curvature, and the front of the hips are opening. So if someone's tight in the hip flexors and they drive up, they'll arch in the lower back. If they're dominant in the hamstrings, they'll tuck the butt under. So in these two exercises, most of the postural imbalances that people have can be identified by how people do them. And you can correct those postural imbalances and bring up the slack in those weaker muscles by doing it well. Now in the posterior bridge, when you're going from the bridge position into a 3-point, you're going to feel a cross brace from the opposite hip to the shoulder. You start with the feet closer together, and then you're going to work the feet wider apart to do that decompression. Now for both sides, you want to feel a decompression. When you're doing the face down one, I like to use 10 seconds reps or even 15-second reps. So I'm only going to do 4 to 6 reps in a minute. And you decompress. It should feel that you're just taking the pressure out, but nothing moves. The shoulders and the hips stay stable. They don't twist. There's no torsion going into the spine. And it's an anti-rotation exercise. You're stabilizing in the transverse plane. You're also stabilizing front to back in the sagittal plane and the frontal plane side to side. So you want to keep a nice neutral spine. You want to feel the forces come in, but you want to use those muscles to stabilize, to pull the force out of the spine. When you do the cross bracing, so on the prone, the face down position, you decompress the hand, and you can start with just a 4-point to 3-point and then go with both hands 15 seconds or 10 seconds each, and then do the knee on each hip 15 seconds. So you'd only do one limb each if you were doing 15-second sets. Then you can go into doing opposite hand, opposite knee, and that's going to really get that cross bracing going. Now when you flip over and you're doing it on the back with the hips up, Now, as you lift and decompress that foot, you're going to feel that sling from the glute to the opposite lat fire up. It's really important to push the shoulder blades back into the ground to get those lower traps engaged, and you want to turn the hands out so the palms are facing up, and that's going to make a huge difference to the stability of the shoulder girdle and the opposite hip. And you want to feel all those posterior chain muscles turning on. Now, if you only had 2 exercises to choose to fix your spine, to stabilize it so it feels strong and feels better, these would be it. These are gold. So get into them, doing 1 minute on the front, 1 minute on the back, build up to 3 sets, gradually make it harder, but really get engaged. If you find it's too hard to lift either the palm and the knee off completely, keep the fingertips down or just do 4-point to 3-point. If you're on the back, you can just lift the heel. You don't have to lift the whole foot. But make these work for you and keep your spine healthy, and that way you can get more out of life. See you soon.